It was another local summer special. I'm meteorologist Joe Martucci. Good to be with you here on this Wednesday evening. We had plenty of sunshine drenched over Batstow Village where I was this morning, not only to get some beautiful drone footage, but to talk about the fall foliage outlook. Mike Zalotis from the Forest Service gives us his forecast on what to expect here in South Jersey as we go into October and November here. You can check that drone footage out on our website as well. Let's take a look at our clouds and radar for this afternoon. We saw, well, just sunshine. High pressure right over us, high and dry for us here. Our nearest clouds were either somewhere just between Bermuda and Virginia or Illinois, depending on how you slice it. Either way, plenty sunny for us here, and that's going to continue as we go forward over the next 24 to 36 hours before we have that tropical storm or nor'easter coming our way. So here's a look at our futurecast as we go forward in time. Winds are light and coming out of the north as we go into our Wednesday night and into Thursday. Winds continue to come out of our north. Now you notice some clouds moving in during the afternoon. These are high clouds on the northern edge of this next system, our weekend system. Winds then come out of the east as we go into Friday and kick up. It becomes breezy as we go into Friday and increasingly more cloudy. We take a look at our nighttime forecast here across the area. Low temperatures generally in the 50s. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a couple of 40s in maybe places like Batstow overnight. Low temperatures closer to 60 degrees at the Jersey Shore from Seaside down to Atlantic City and then Cape May. A fantastic evening here. We go into Thursday. It stays very comfortable. Temperatures largely in the 70s. Notice Ocean County here only around 70 degrees. Great boardwalk day. Maybe not the best beach day though, but overall a very pleasant one to be out and about. We take a look at your on the water forecast for your Thursday. Wave heights 2 to 3 feet. That's pretty typical. But we have wave periods, or the length of time it takes for two waves to pass 1 point in the teens, and that means there's a lot of power to these waves. We're going to go with a high risk for rip currents as we go into Thursday here. It's going to look nice. Water temperatures are in the 70s, so it tempts you to go in the water, but you don't want to here. You want to make sure you stay safe. Boating's not a bad idea, and the bay water are around 80 degrees. Let's take a look at what we have going on as we go into our tropical outlook, because this is what we're monitoring as we go into the weekend. We have an area that could potentially become Ophelia over the next couple of days here. There is a 40% chance this does become a tropical system over the next 40 days as it moves to the north. Now, the issue here with this storm is that there's not a lot of runway for this to become a tropical system because our 80-degree water temps end right about there, and that's where you see that development. So if it doesn't turn tropical by North Carolina, it's staying as a nor'easter. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're still talking about storm threats Saturday into Sunday, mainly with the rainfall flooding and the beach erosion here. Remember, Lee already tore up some of the Jersey Shore last weekend here, and we'll have another weekend of that. Rainfall flooding, this is what I'll say. If your basement can flood or you have a stream or a creek that gets pretty close to your house, make plans now to prepare in case we do talk about a heavy amount of rain. The computer models are battling each other. I was talking about this on social media this morning. This is the European model. Good chunk of water here in Atlantic City down to Cape May. That would cause some flooding issues, but notice it's not as widespread. The further northwest you go, the drier it is. Well, take a look at the GFS model or the American model here. How about 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of rain over the weekend? Of course, what is it actually going to do? And like most things in life, it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle. I believe that we're going to see an inch of rain everywhere from Bridgeton to Toms River and to Cape May. I think that top end, though, is probably around 3 or 3.5 inches. Still going to cause flooding issues, but we're just, I don't think, going to see 5 inches of rain. Now, here's a look at the GFS model with our forecast winds here. These are sustained winds that are constantly blowing. I think this is a little overdone, but the point being, we're going to be in the 20s as we go into Friday evening. And then look what happens on Saturday. Sustained winds, 30, 34, 34 again, miles an hour on your screen. We even get close to tropical storm force in Cape May. As we go into Saturday night, still staying with whipping winds here at the shore. And then we decrease as we go into late Sunday and into Monday here. Good news is, I still think even with those winds, wind problems should be minimal here. We'll keep you updated though. We do have that coastal flooding to talk about as well. This should be minor flood stage, the kind of flooding we see a couple dozen times a year here. Susceptible bayside roadways flood, but not really any property damage to speak of. But remember, it's going to be wet with the rain as well. So if you don't get the coastal flooding, you could get the rainfall flooding too. We'll take a look at your inland 7-day forecast and we'll take you home. So beautiful stretch for Thursday, even into Friday's not bad. But the weekend, it's pretty close to a washout, to be honest with you. Saturday events are already getting canceled. I've spoke with people in Margate for the Fall Fest, as well as in Atlantic City for another event. It's just not going to be good. Sunday, yeah, you could have dry time, but it's not going to look the nicest here, I can tell you that. And then as we go over to the shore, again, same story. We told you about Margate and Atlantic City. Then as we go into next week, I don't expect washouts here, but this is a low confidence forecast. It's really going to depend on what this low pressure system does next week. It is entirely possible. We are mostly sunny Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I'm going to be pessimistic here and say a few showers and storms linger around. Either way, it's not going to cancel all of your outdoor plans, and temperatures stay about seasonable for this time of the year. We'll have more details for you coming up on your Thursday morning forecast, and make sure to check out our latest episode of Hurricane Hunt as well. We're going to get to a broader picture about what's happening out there in the tropics and how Ophelia could form here over the next couple of days.